Hello there, everybody. I'm Fuzzy D, and this is Fuzzy Road to Health. This is December 30th, 2025. So this is basically my look back at the previous year, what all went on. So some of you may notice, of course, that I'm wearing a neck brace. Now this is because I had surgery about 4.5 weeks ago. About a month ago or so. November 21st was when I had the surgery. So this is just another step along the healing journey. Things are going pretty quickly, or things are healing pretty quickly. Back, let me see, it was June, I believe it was June 3rd or June 7th. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head. So it was a Sunday night. I was actually early Monday morning, technically. So at about 12:07 a.m., our apartment building caught on fire. Actually, the apartment right above us. And so we had to flee the building, and we lost pretty much everything. We were able to rescue a couple little items here and there, but pretty much everything was a loss. So we got moved in here, and the move kind of set me back a bit with my neck and my back. So some of the stuff kind of got set up, but some didn't. Like I don't have my new computer set up, or the newly built or rebuilt computer after the fire. I don't have that set up. I have to fix it still. I do have a laptop set up in the office that I can access. So when the doctor clears me to be able to get back to work on the computer and that kind of stuff, I'll give you an update as to how I'm doing on that, and there'll be an update on my other channel, my tutorial channel about all the tech stuff. So this is what we've got going on. So I've got on the 15th of January, I've got my first checkup with the surgeon. He'll take a look at my progress. Hopefully he'll take an x-ray, and based on how fast I'm healing, maybe I can start getting out of this neck brace a little early. I do heal faster, so that's my hope. Also, a couple months before surgery, I burnt my wrist really bad. Some of you have seen the videos on that. So it was right in here, and as you can see, there's basically nothing to see here, and that was second-degree burn. And it healed up to what it is today in just a little over a month. So that's another carnivore for the win. Some things that I did to help me heal faster and make life easier for me for surgery was once I knew I was getting surgery, I went to work and I made about 1.5 dozen jars of homemade beef bone broth, and that's been very helpful. I do believe that's been instrumental in how fast I've healed, and it's just it's a great base for all kinds of dishes. I've been making some really good stews and stuff using that, and as I get clearance and I don't have to be wearing this all the time, I'll start doing some cooking videos again. But it's just too difficult for me to move around cleanly and set up to do shooting the videos and stuff. So won't be doing that. So what I've got planned for this new year is, as soon as I get clearance from the doctor, I'm gonna be back at the gym. So I'll be also starting physiotherapy here at some point. I'll probably get more word on that on the January 15th when I go see my surgeon. So I'm gonna hit the physiotherapy as hard and as fast as they'll let me do it. And then it's gonna be back to the gym as soon as they clear me for that. And then as soon as they clear me for some more vigorous training, I'll be doing some martial arts training. So I'm determined to gain back the 15 years I lost in a wheelchair. And I'm 59, so I'm going to be 60 next summer. And, I lost 15 years of my life due to autoimmune disease and super morbid obesity and just, a whole plethora of health issues. I had severe GERD. The GERD was so bad that it caused my teeth to basically melt. So these are false teeth. And I had super high blood pressure. At 19, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And that too has gone into remission. All the autoimmune stuff has gone into full remission. And it's absolutely been incredible. And for those of you who want to learn more, I follow the carnivore diet. Now, I'm not as strict as some are. I personally believe that there is a spectrum when it comes to carnivore. Some people are super strict and they're doing a lion diet, beef only kind of a thing. But when I first started, the first couple of years, I was very strict. But I've slowly been adding a couple of things here and there. In season, I'll add a little bit of vine ripened fruit, maybe a couple of peaches or a nectarine or something, as long as it's vine ripened. And of course, in season. And, occasionally I might have a little dairy, might have a little raw honey from the beekeeper. But I can get away with that now because I've been doing this, on January 16th, it'll be 3 years. And, I don't have to be quite as strict as I used to be. And over the next year, I'm going to be doing a little more experiments with things. I'm going to be trying out different things. My goal is to lose the rest of the weight I need to lose. I've lost 260 pounds so far, give or take. Weight goes up and down a little bit, that's normal. But yeah, I'm down about 260 pounds, 31 inches off my waist. And I've got a ways to go yet. I've got a few more inches I want to get off my waist. I've got about another 70 pounds to go. Ideally, I want to get down to around, 210, somewhere in there. And then once, and that's with, weight training being involved and, putting on some muscle. I lost a lot of muscle and strength over that 15 years of being in a wheelchair. So I've been doing this step by step. This has been a journey of several years. I started the journey on keto and getting off the medications. And that started in 2019. And it's just been going step at a time, one thing after another. The secret to the kind of success that I've had is consistency, forward progress, and momentum. You have to stay pretty strict. You have to stay consistent. At least that's what I had to do. And my weight loss has slowed. Obviously, I'm not able to do much right now, so my weight loss is completely stalled. And I'm fine with that. I'm not too worried about it. As soon as I can start to get active again, that weight will start coming off. As I increase muscle mass, that will increase my metabolism, and I will continue to accelerate on the weight loss. I fully expect to be at my kind of proper final weight by the end of fall 2026. So basically, by the end of October, I should be down at my 210 pound, 220 pound range. And make sure you stick with me and follow me and see how I do. I'm declaring this because I want to stay publicly accountable. Sometimes I just need that extra little bit. And you've heard me talk about the fact that we generate our own reality based on how we live our lives. What we do, how we talk, how we think, that all has an effect, and it generates the reality that we live in. So if you want to generate a reality where you're healthy, well, that's what you have to focus on, and you have to stay consistent. Now, this is doable by anyone. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only way to get healthy. There are other people that have done it other ways. I'm not here to judge how they've done it. I'm just here to tell you how I've done it and the success I've seen and the success I've seen in this community, you know, with the people I've interviewed and the interviews I've watched, you know, there are some absolutely amazing stories of healing and, you know, people saving their lives with this way of eating. So I'm sorry I haven't been making too many videos lately. There's not a lot to report. I mean, healing is happening, but it's going slowly. I can't do a lot. You know, I'm under doctor's orders, not allowed to lift anything more than 5 pounds. I'm not supposed to raise my arms higher than about here, although I do sometimes if I'm not having a load in my hands. So I just have to be cautious and careful. I've got this bad habit of overdoing things, diving in and going down the rabbit hole. It's kind of part of my Asperger's. You know, Asperger's symptoms have gotten a bit better since I went carnivore, but you know, it still has its pitfalls and it still has its advantages. Sometimes having Asperger's can be a superpower. Other times it can be a hindrance because, you know, I find it more difficult to connect with people, to talk to people. I don't recognize social cues very well. So, you know, there's a lot of trouble I run into in social situations that most people wouldn't have. But hey, I mean, that's just part of my life, and I work with it. I make it work for me. So I just wanted to get this year-end update out there and let you know how grateful I am for all the healing that I've found and all the support I've gotten in this incredible community. You guys have always been there for me with encouragement and to celebrate the small wins, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm also very grateful every day that God led me to this way of life. I don't tell this story very often, but I found carnivore through prayer as a direct result of a change in how I prayed. And the next day after that change, I found the carnivore diet through a video by Dr. Barry. Something just clicked, and I knew this was the answer for me. So I jumped in, and things happened quickly. So if you want to, you know, a little more detail on everything that was going on in my life and how things have progressed, check out other videos on my channel. I've got a playlist called Healing Stories, and there's some interviews of me in there as well with other people in the community. And I've also interviewed some other people. Those interviews are there. There's some recipes and just general information. And you can also check out my website, which is fuzzyroadtohealth.com. And I'll make sure there's a link down below so you can find that. So I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. And don't forget, January is World Carnivore Month. So if you've been thinking about this, it's time to jump in and give it a try. It's absolutely one of the best things you can do for your health and happiness. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little update, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.